Hey, what's up, BookTube? Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you guys today with something a little bit different. Talking cozy fantasy, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Now, you'll have to excuse some of the nature sounds. We got some ambiance today, some squeaky birds, and some rambunctious canines. With owners that can't control their dogs. But, yeah, Legends and Lattes. I don't usually read fantasy, but I was looking for something a little low stress, chill, fun, feel good. And Legends and Lattes appeared in front of me when I was at the library. So I decided to take a chance on it. Because I've heard some good things around, and I know it's a popular book in terms of like number of people who have read it in the past 3 years. I think per Goodreads it has like 300K ratings, which is pretty good. But yeah, and actually another reason I was interested in reading Legends and Lattes is that I recently watched that Dungeons and Dragons movie. The one from 2023 with Chris Pine and Hugh Grant and some other people. And I thought that was really fun. That was a fun, feel-good, visually appealing fantasy movie. And I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not in that world, but I still enjoyed the movie. And I wanted a little bit more of some fun fantasy. So that takes us to Legends and Lattes, which I reviewed on my Goodreads. I'll put that down below. I'll put the review and my profile down below. But I have like a 400-word review for Legends and Lattes that really gets across my thoughts because I could think about it. When I'm speaking, I don't think. The mouth and the brain are not connected. But when I can sit down and write, usually there's more thought there. So you could check that review out if you'd like, and follow me or friend me on Goodreads too. That would be cool, so we can interact more on there. But yeah, so Legends and Lattes, if you don't know, it follows this orc adventurer, female type. Her name's Viv. She's the one on the cover in the green skin. And the origin, or the start of the novel, is that Viv completes her final mission as a bounty hunter, adventurer, mercenary, and she collects this final bit of loot and decides to settle down in this foreign city and start a coffee shop. And for fantasy, you might be thinking, like, coffee shop? Like, is that fantasy? Is coffee fantasy? Like, I mean, it's speculative fiction, so it doesn't really matter. But in terms of the setting here, Viv, the orc, had discovered coffee at this gnomish, like relating to gnomes, at this gnomish place in a far-off city. And the smell and the taste were great, so she was like, wow, I'm gonna make coffee and sell it to people elsewhere. So she goes to the city of Thune with a career's worth of riches and tries to make it as a coffee maker. And it's ha-ha funny because nobody knows what coffee is in that city. They only know what tea is, so people are like, oh, what is this bean water? Blah, blah, blah. But Viv does a little, what is it, like Roller Coaster Tycoon? I don't know those games, but like she upgrades her coffee shop. She buys this like rotting shack and transforms it into a coffee shop pretty easily with the help of a guy who a carpenter who doesn't know much about shop building, but they get it done. And then it's kind of, I read some reviews before I started the book, and one of them compared Viv's shop to a Starbucks. I really couldn't get that thought out of my head, where like she's selling lattes and chocolate croissants and like freaking like pistachio cookies or whatever, and doing takeaway cups. Like, there was a lot more that Viv or Travis Baldree could have done in like making this a fantasy coffee shop. Instead, it's like, oh, people are like, oh, I'm gonna sit here and have my little iced, oh, there's ice. Have my little iced latte. I'm just some working class grunt in the docks of Thun, but I'm gonna go over to this coffee shop and have a black iced coffee in the middle of the workday. Which maybe it happens, but it's a little weird to me, the whole aspect of that. But she gets into pastries and some other stuff too. So yeah, the main part of the story is just her making it into the coffee business, and then she has a assistant named Tandri, who's a pink succubus. Succubus usually in fantasy is like a demon of seduction. So I'm not sure how Tandri fits there, because she's pretty chill and doesn't seduce, as far as I know. But there's kind of a will they, won't they, with the green and the purple, or the pink lady, and if they're gonna kiss or not. I don't know if that's queer fiction or not, because they're not humans, but they're eyeing each other up. Then there's a rat that likes coffee, and the carpenter, and there's a couple villains, like there's an old mercenary buddy who wants this piece of loot from Viv, and there's also the city's extortion racket, where Viv is like, I'm a big bad orc, I'm not gonna pay 10 shekels to the man for protection, because I don't need protection. Like, this is just a racket, and you're screwing me over, and you're not taking my coffee, and I'm gonna kill all of you if you try and come in my shop. And then Tandri's like, hey, you said you were gonna stop being a killer. So then we learn the power of friendship and love and everything. That's not a spoiler, I'm just rambling at this point. But the plot, not much happens, like, story-wise. Like, it's just kind of like we're going along, hanging out in the coffee shop, which I don't mind. I think people call that kind of like slice of life fiction, or fantasy in this case, slice of life. I don't read a ton of novels, so I'm not well versed in slice of life fiction, but I did enjoy just kind of hanging out in this world. It was subtitled, or the tagline for the novel is a high fantasy, or a novel of high fantasy and low stakes, I think. And it's true. The stakes are very little. It's just about her coffee shop. Moving on to the writing, though, Travis Baldree is fine. Nothing wowed me in terms of prose or any part of the writing or character setup or characterization. It was It was all kind of basic. It was right there in front of you. There's nothing really to infer or to look deeper into. It was just right on the page. But so I said it was fine. It was fine. But yeah, I don't I don't see how there's a case to be made that this is a masterpiece of fantasy or fiction or cozy fantasy. It does make you feel good, I think. As long as you don't find the whole concept stupid, you gotta buy in a little bit. But I think in most books, you gotta buy in. But if you're on the outside, like, this is stupid, you're every page, you're like, the freaking latte, I hate this. Then you're not gonna have a good time. But if you suspend your Starbucks line of thinking and just say, hey, I'm having a good time reading this, it'll be a pretty fun time, I think. In my Goodreads review, I compared it to a fluffy croissant. And that it tastes good, but if you just smush down the croissant, there's actually not that much bread. There's not that much substance, but it does taste good. So those are my thoughts on Legends and Lattes. Like, I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Goodreads. Like, it was fun. It was fine. Would I read it again? No. Am I glad I read it? I think I am glad that I read it. Aside from the usual answer of, I should be glad that I've read anything at all, because I'm here, alive, and reading. I think that's good. But I'm also glad I read it because it expanded my reading life into cozy, cozy's very popular nowadays, and I don't have much interest in it, but got a little foot in the door for cozy fantasy. So, yeah. Somebody's going to town on yard work right now, so I'm going to end the video. But thank you for watching. Have a good day. Let me know if you read Legends and Lattes, and if you liked it or not. And follow or friend me on Goodreads too. Alright. See you guys later.